Good afternoon, everybody, my people around the world. And today is basically Saturday, the 18th of October 2025. The current time is 4:30, 4:30, 4:39, and the weather temperature is 14 degrees Celsius. I'm making this video. This video here, exactly this one, is going. As soon as I finish recording it, I'm putting it on my YouTube account. And as I said, I'm in England, Great Britain, United Kingdom, basically inside London City, inside that, you know what I mean, in Borough, in my house. You know what I mean? This is my property, my house. I live here, just 16 to House.Pardoner, Street, SE1 for the Derby. My name is FABRICE LUNDAMO. As a man, my name is Mr. FABRICE LUNDAMO. But you can also call me Yaya Coco Mon 010. Right? Now, what I want to talk about today, I'm sure I'm going to try to be quick. You know what I mean? I'm going to make it at least less than 20 minutes, right? Got a few things to say. Basically, you see, in this nation we live in, you know, like me personally, as you see me, sometimes when I watch the news and they're talking about Palestine and Israel, you know, sometimes I don't want to watch it. I don't like to watch it. You know the reason why I don't like to watch it? You know what I mean? In fact, I want to salute one guy, Sans Souci. I just spoke my language in Lingala. I salute somebody called Sans Souci. Sans Souci means, yeah, no stress, no anxiety, no depression, no angriness. You know what I mean? Don't think too much. You know what I mean? But it's the name of somebody, Sans Souci. It's a relative of mine, friendship way. You know what I mean? But anyway, now I don't like to watch the Palestine Israel most of the time because you know what? Everything when they show Israel, yeah, Israel. When they show Israel, I see nice houses, you know what I mean? I even hardly see people working in Israel. But when they talk about Gaza, they talk about Palestine. I just see broken mansions, broken house, broken building, broken battlement. You know what I mean? And I see the people living rough, living dirty, living crying, killing, or you know, dead, blood, you know what I mean? I don't like to see that sad story. But today, this video I'm making, one thing I want to mention that is very important. It just come to me now, just before I start recording this video. I was here singing, you know, playing a couple songs. I don't understand when I see certain women, they live in poverty, and you see this woman's got 4 children, and then he's got a baby. Or you know what I mean? Usually when I'm talking about many children, I pass 2. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? When you poor, you have the first baby under poverty. Can't you use condom? That's what I want to talk about today. I'm very sorry to anybody. I cannot tell anybody how to live their life. You know what I mean? You're entitled to be you as an adult. Have 100,000 trillion children. It's your business. But one thing you must understand, you see people like me, sometimes we wonder. And I would like somebody to answer me this as well. You know what I mean? If they know the answer. Because I'm a human, I might not never know the answer. But I need to know this. You know what I mean? What makes you have so many children under poverty? Can't you use condom? Don't you know that it exists? I don't understand that, because you're sitting there, we're looking at me personally, like when I'm watching, not just Palestine and Israel, in many countries, you know what I mean? Even in my own country, the Congo, DRC, many countries around the world. You know, I see places that, and they talk about children. Sometimes they say it's because of war, that Palestine, Israel, the war. You know what I mean? In Gaza, I see war. In Congo, sometimes I see war in the east of Congo, Ituri, Kivu, them area there, or even close to Rwanda, Burundi, them area there. But some places, it's not about war. I don't see no war in certain places. But I see, even Somalia, in Somalia, they talk about drone, you know, something like that. You know what I mean? The earth is not producing, or, you know what I mean? Or the weather temperature mess up, if people are not able to grow things, or, you know what I mean? Like farming business and all that is something. There always a reason somewhere. But under all this reason, war, and drone, or whatever reason that causes this chaos, I don't understand when I see somebody, a man or a woman with their children under poverty, but I keep seeing baby there. You know, I see you got so many children. Doesn't you wake up when you have 1, 2 living under poverty? How the hell you have 1 or 2, you cannot afford bread, but you got your woman pregnant again? And then you crying, they're putting you on TV to cry, to talk about poverty, to talk about drone, to talk about war is causing you to lack food and all this. But first of all, before the war, before the drone, before all that, you yourself, under any circumstance, doesn't you see that you're living under poverty instead of adding up numbers of children? You know what I mean? You can, because you cannot afford them. To feed someone, to breed, to raise someone, you know what I mean? It costs a lot. So you're already struggling when you had 1, 2, but you know what I mean? And then you go up to 4, you go up to 5, you go up to 6. So shut up, be quiet. You understand? Certain people say I have so many children because I'm building up nations, I'm building up my tribe, I'm doing what's it. But regardless of all reason, you can say. Because me personally, as you see me, I don't know the child of Jesus Christ. I don't know the child of Prophet Muhammad. You know what I mean? I don't know them. But them people, them people, you know what I mean? They're well known around the whole nation on earth. You know what I'm trying to say? But I don't know the child of Jesus Christ. I don't know the child of Prophet Muhammad. Powerful people that they were. You know what I'm trying to say? But people are me, people are you, people are over people. Even ministers, some ministers, I see they say, I only got 3 children. Some ministers, I got 4 children. You know what I mean? Even some rich people, they only got 1 child. You know what I mean? Some people, you know what I mean? But you that's suffering. You know what I mean? How the hell you keep coming up having children? So you're addicted to sex. You bring children under the pleasure of sexual activity, and then you cry in poverty, or they put you on TV to cry, you lacking food. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Me to you know what I mean? To the ladies, women, them that you know that carry pregnant, when you let this man sleep with you, and you never know your period, your calculation of when you can conceive, when you cannot conceive, or under thinking you can have many children because you were born alone, you lack family, you want to create family, you have number family. All that excuses me, I don't understand. You understand? When there is poverty, you cannot sleep because you lack food. When you cannot sleep because your child is sick, you lack medicine. So, you know what I mean? You already had 1, you already 2, you know what I mean? Until when you can, and I'm seeing you there, you the one talking about, they showing you on TV, or I come across you somewhere, you know what I mean? You the one talking about poverty, and you the one with too many children. So when you can't use condom, preservative, can't you use it? So you can live under poverty, but maybe with 1 or 2 children, with less children, you know what I mean? Because it's already hard with them, you know what I mean? So why you keep falling pregnant? This is the reason why I say there's certain people that produce children on earth to feed the cannibal. There's certain people that produce children on earth to raise prostitutes, to raise killers, robbers, a criminal. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm not accusing anybody, but I'm just saying that is one of the reasons that I'm convinced it's for that reason that you are keep having children. Because in my mindset, in my little intelligence as a human being, it doesn't make sense you so far when you have 2 children, but you ended up having 4 children, and you're the one that's showing you under poverty. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Me, it hurts me to see babies, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Malnutrition. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And when they show you people like that on TV, you think it's funny, but it's breaking people like me out. Because I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Perhaps I could help you if I know you. But even if I want to help you, all I'm thinking about, you already had this one who looks like probably he or she is 5 years already. You know what I mean? No, you ended up, you know what I mean, having 2 after that. And now you sitting there with the baby, you know what I mean? And you lack food. And I'm seeing the baby is malnutrition, under malnutrition. It doesn't make sense. And the government around the world, you need to stop all this whole business. You know what I mean? This is to be honest with you. You need to stop all this whole business. No human on earth you want to sit in their house watching these kind of things. It's not good. If you want us to be living under stress or feeling sorry for everybody, that's why you do these kind of things. You need to stop that. You a member of the government. You understand? And plus, you members of the government who are on top there, you need to start selecting your team properly. Don't go pick up all these nonsense people that don't understand certain things to be your advisor, for you to put them in certain position to lead the nations. Doesn't make sense, because people on me understand so much. There's some of you leaders, workers, your close one. You know what I mean? It don't make sense. So you need, and as well certain leaders as well, like Hamas leaders. This message is for you as well. You see, Donald Trump. Me, I was sitting in my house, I was watching the news. Donald Trump and the Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu. They were talking about end of war, things like that. And you send the hostage, send the corpse of dead Israeli. You didn't want to do that. They showed on news. No, Donald Trump is saying it's going to get worse. It's going to be worse. It's not going to be fair with you. Because when they sign the deal, me, I'm watching it on the news, they're talking about you need to release the hostage, you need to release the people who you already kidnapped, you killed, or they died in under your watch. You need to send all that back. And you know me, the food is already coming. I don't know if it was coming from Egypt or it was coming from Israel, I don't know, but the truck is there with the meals and all that. You know, for your people that are going under war, dying malnutrition and lacking food, to get something. No, send the corpse, send the hostage. You know what I mean? The news show us again that you didn't release them. It don't make sense. Understand? And you look Congolese leader, Fachi Beton, our leader, Fachi Beton, in you too, you there. You need to stop all this war zone rebel business. It doesn't make sense in this 21st century, you know what I mean, nation like the Congo, my country, you're talking about rebellion. When I was a young boy growing up in Congo, one day I said, where do the rebellion come from? Can't the Prime Minister, the President, and the Congolese army bombard those rebellion, so we end up rebellion? What's all this about people cannot sleep under rebellion, causing people, chaos, killing people? That's why I'm convinced certain people like eat flesh. That's why I'm convinced, because it seems like killing it feeds over people. You understand? If it's about just you killing people to take the land, and then you can steal or maybe get what you're supposed to get under the land, or maybe in the land without anybody fighting you, or that. Try to make deal in peace, and you buy, you sell, and all that. You can live in peace. You don't need to go under all this. You go over there, you kill people, and then you take their land to benefit under this kind of things. But certain people live for eternity angry. You know what I mean? And some people just like me, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna shut my mouth and don't have nothing to say. No sense, because like I'm talking about the people, poverty. You see, you know, and some of you leaders is insulting your nations as well. It's insulting your nation. You see, like President Macron went to some meeting in Africa. Some students was asking President Macron, can you help our country for the problem of electricity? The French President Emmanuel Macron said, that is not my problem, that's the problem of your president. You understand? So president, you know, I can't remember what country it was, you know what I mean? But I'll Google it, whatever. You know, but I know what time I'll mention that. But right now I can't remember that. But you know what I mean? I was watching it on the internet. President Macron was answering the students in a room, say, I cannot help you with your problem of electricity. Me, I'm French, you know what I mean? It's nothing to do with me, it's to do with your president. You understand? You need to do this kind of things. You the Gaza leaders and all that. I mean, me, I'm in London City. I'm watching the news, BBC News. They're talking about that. I'm watching Netanyahu in their political room in there. You know what I mean? You know, the parliament and all that. With Donald Trump, they're sitting there. They're talking about the war is finished. You know what I mean? The minister Netanyahu was talking about some people should read Ecclesiastic and all this. There's so many people talking over there. Donald Trump spoke, you know. They say the war was finished. We come to the end of this 7th October's kidnapping business. You understand? And they, you know what I mean, signed the peace agreements. Let the hostage out. Even people die under your watch, let them out. You know what I mean? Release the cops and, you know, the body and everybody. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? Things work. But it seems that sometimes you make a deal and you reject the deal and all that. You know what I'm trying to say? The same as in Ukraine and Russia. You know what I mean? Ukraine and Russia, neighborhood nations. You know what I mean? Even me, I was watching the news. I was reading the news last time. They said President Putin, his mother, I think he was from Ukraine side when he used to be Soviet Union. I was reading it. Now, so it's your own people as well. You know what I mean? So stop all this war. We can make peace. Certain country makes money. We live in England, they make British pound. They can use British pound to travel across nation, buy things, instead of invading over people, killing over people. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, for me, I don't know if it's racism business or tribal business, or I don't know what problem is, but it doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? But I'm convinced certain people on earth eat flesh. And if anybody eats flesh, I'm going to tell you, on this era in 21st century, it doesn't make sense. Because my belief is, they say God created earth, you know what I mean? We got animals. We got lions been existing for years. Lamb, you know, people do farming. Me, I'm watching on TV, I see some guys, you know what I mean? 12 cows, you know what I mean? Kill a cow and we eat food, you know what I mean? You can share it. And if we lacking food because of certain people producing too many children, I read the news as well. They say in China, some people, I think they're limited to have at least 2 children, I think. I saw that those articles. I read this article. I don't know if it's true because I'm not in China, but I read the article. They say the maximum 2 children. If you have 2 girls, you can have a third one. If you have 2 boys, you can have a third one. But if you have a boy and girl, you know what I mean, you can finish. I don't know if it's true. But me, even myself, when I went back in the day in school, they used to tell us a family. What is a family? A family is composed of a father, a mother, and their 2 children. And as soon as you start going above 2 children, it's still a family. But it seems like life can be easy. You know what I mean? Not everybody lives in a mansion. You can in this council flat to live. Most council flats you see the maximum room in there I think is 4. You know what I mean? And you have 7 children. 8 children. Most of these council flats you see here, the maximum room is 5, 4, 5. You know what I mean? So if you have 8 children, 9 children, how do you expect them to sleep? You know what I mean? This is even just something. I know some people can see you talk too much, but this is my participation, my contribution to the nation. Because for those who say I don't do nothing, I give things like this. I'm not the one who's going to talk joke, who's going to talk imagination. I talk reality, and I'm quoting as well where I watch my things and where I know. If it's not correct, you know what I mean? It's not a problem. Maybe I didn't do the proper research. But if you do the proper research, you talk the truth now. You understand? It is like that. Now, for parents, grown-up women, especially me, I'm a man who love women, don't just agree on these creative children. Because most of the time, you're going out to a man who is unable to search for feeding you and your offspring. You understand? But if for his sentimental sexual activity, he keeps sleeping with you, and perhaps you don't know how to calculate your period, you keep conceiving, and you create children under poverty. It is not a good look. It is not a good look to have children who are unable to even sleep peacefully. You know, they're sleeping in one room, 7 people. You know what I mean? They're breathing each other's breath. It is not good. It is not good to have a lot of children when you cannot afford to feed them. It is not good. It is not good to have children who are looking malnutrition, but they have malnutrition. Malnutrition, you know what I mean? They're living under famine. It is not good. And hungriness. It is not good. Nothing. And on top of that, you have children who are less educated. You're causing people to see so many prostitutes on the street, so many killers, robbers, thieves, criminals, all sorts of type. Because of lack of education, people are behaving like animals. You know what I mean? In 21st century. And for you, look cannibal, I don't believe, you know what I mean? At this era, we're supposed to eat human. And I don't even believe in any era, at any decade, at any century, millennium, people was allowed to eat human. Because lions being there, cows being there for years, since the creation. If you believe in the scripture of Adam and Eve, since in the Eden garden, you know what I mean? Pigeon was there. Me personally, as you see me, I live here. Behind my living room, I feed dove. I sold them. I've been living in this property for the past 13 years. But recently, less than 3 years ago, less than 2 years ago, perhaps. Before this conversation I'm telling you, this situation I'm telling you, before while I was here, before this 13 years, because my 13 years is this year in this house. So let's just say below 2002, there was no dove behind this property of mine. I never see a dove behind this property. But recently, less than 2 years ago, or perhaps less than a year as well, because I can't just tell you exactly what year it is, but I believe it was since last year, with 2025. I believe it was since 2024. I saw 2 doves. The first time for the past 13 years I've been living here, I saw 2 doves behind my flat. I started feeding them. I got a canvas to prove that. You know what I mean? These 2 doves that coming here, the first time I saw them was last year, I think. Because before last year, they were not dove. I saw pigeon, but not pigeon dove. You know what I mean? And I saw squirrel, but now I start feeding the squirrel, I start feeding the dove. From that 2 doves, I see the dove lay nest last year behind my living room tree. My house between my living room and my bedroom. I saw a dove, you know, laying eggs there, make a nest, laying eggs there. I saw the dove with 1 chick. And then I was waiting for 14 days, because as soon as I saw that dove there, I knew he's sitting on the nest, he laid eggs. You know what I said? Now I went to Google. I Google how long it takes for the dove to crack the eggs after laying it. They said 14 to 28 days. Right? After 14 days, I couldn't see that dove. You know what I'm saying? So I was thinking, this dove is running away, or this dove, you know what I mean, is going to take this dove 28 days. Because if it's 14 days, I'm supposed to be seeing this dove, the chick. But the following day, I saw the dove, one chick. Because he came down to eat. And after he went there, I saw one chick. I saw the chick laying to fly. You understand? Now the dove lay and over 2 eggs. Now the dove that there were 2, now they had 1 chick, they become 3. One of the female dove laid 2 more eggs and crack it. Now they become 5. And I see that manifesting behind my property. And within 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I opened my living room window. I counted them. More than 14 doves. You understand? They multiply so fast. So fast. You know what I mean? So fast. Because from when I saw them, there were only 2 doves. I see the first chick, and then I see he laid 2 more eggs, and I see all 3 chicks. You see the first chick that he cracked the egg. I saw the chicks as a baby dove, but I didn't witness something. But you see on the 2 eggs she laid, when she cracked it, I see the dove laying to fly behind my front. They laying to fly. I see them from coming down the tree. I was lucky enough to witness. I said they are coming down the tree and laying to fly. They couldn't even come down from the tree. You see, the dove were failing. They don't know how to fly. One thing I witnessed, their mom was flying from the ground for my feeding. I was throwing peanuts or biscuit to the dove there. The mom was come to get biscuit and fly up there. He done that more than many times. But the chick was just stuck there. The chick doesn't want to come. Even me, I'm throwing food to them. I'm waiting for the chick. A little chick dove. I was waiting for them to come down. But what the chick mom was doing, I think he was telling them to come to eat. I said, she done that so many times, up and down, follow. You know, I see the chick come down. You know what I mean? They're so free to fly. They don't have balance. They're not steady. You know what I mean? They come down, they eat, and I was watching them. They're learning to fly under the ground. On the ground behind my flat, they're taking little trick fly, less than 1 meter, 2 meters, little by little. And you can see they look, they don't have no balance. They're learning. You know what I mean? And you see, as they came down, they never went up again. They were just playing them up and down, you know, straight line, but flying little by little until they fly straight. But they didn't fly higher. They fly on the horizontal way. Now I see the chick dove can fly, and from then I start feeding them. They start multiplying. I count them 14 chicks, more than, you know what I mean? More than 14 chicks. It's the same as the squirrel. You know what I mean? I saw a squirrel that are laying, making nests there, and then, you know, that squirrel, I feed them. I feed the squirrel the dove. No, I saw the squirrel laying nests there. No, the following day, or you know what I mean? That no, I don't know when the squirrel will give birth. You know what I mean? But one morning I woke up there, I saw the squirrel triple, toddler, tiny squirrel. You know what I mean? Triple. And I see the tiny squirrel growing as well. And recently as well, this year, I see a squirrel give birth to two squirrels. You know, I see them growing as well. I see them grow. I feed them. I'm the one who feed them. See, so I don't believe cannibal. You know what I mean? We're entitled to eat human. I said, in fact, me, I don't believe on me eating a dead body. To be foolish to my brain. You know, because I know animals exist. The dog exists, cats exist, pigeon exists, lion exists, fish in the water. You know what I mean? All these kind of animals that they can feed human beings. So for your killing business, I believe maybe some people eat human. You know what I mean? That's what they need to. You know, because sometimes when I see certain people fat, I see certain people, I don't know who eat human out there. Look, you know what I mean? But I always wonder, you know what I mean? Why are you causing too much killing? Is it just because you don't want some people to live, or you just want to take some people's land, or you know what I mean? Or is it because some people know your secret, or what is it? Can't you just leave up and let people be? And you know as well, if it's for feeding the cannibal, I think something's wrong with you. You know what I mean? 21st century, you should understand that eating dead body is a lost. Any particular era in lifetime, you know what I mean? I don't believe, you know what I mean? It's permitted. You understand? I mean, I don't think it's permitted. I don't know which land on earth like to grow mango, or like a pigeon, or like a deer. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's a land on earth that like this kind of things. You can like one, two, but I think there is always nature. You know what I mean? That was created even before man existed, or even at the same time with man existed, that can feed man. Can be a meal to a human. You understand? Now, for the parents with too many children under poverty, if it's a choice of creating large family, but you also must think about having children who lack a room for themselves, having children who lack clothes, having children who lack a proper meal, having children who lack all this is that sustain a toddler or a human being. You know what I'm trying to say? It don't make sense. You understand? Now, that's all I was about to say. From a Palestinian people, that goes under war. You know what I mean? War, you see war, you see war. The government, you know what I mean? The government are the one to blame. You can't just blame the people attacking your nation. You know what I mean? Because your government exists. You know? You know what I'm trying to say to you? So for the leader of Hamas, you know what I mean? You need to search peace with Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, the leader of Hamas. You need to search peace with Netanyahu. And Mr. Netanyahu as well. You need to search peace with the minister of with the man of the leader of Gaza. To any nation on earth, or even me myself, Congolese people. The Congolese people keep blaming Rwanda. They say what happens in Kivu, east of Congo, is because of Rwanda. I said, but last time somebody was talking to me about this kind of things, he said Rwanda is the one who's bringing rebel on that side. And I said, if Rwanda is bringing rebel on that side, but my president, Etienne Tshisekedi Felix Antoine Tshilombo, he goes to the meeting with Mr. Paul Kagame. And they need to find peace. When they go to that meeting, Paul Kagame and Antoine Felix Tshilombo, Tshisekedi, they need to find peace in that meeting. They go. You know what I mean? Because we don't need this kind of nonsense. You know what I mean? In this era, you know what I mean? You see what happened in Zimbabwe. President Mugabe with Emerson Mandela. President Mugabe, even his own party. You know what I mean? They disown him. So you can no longer be a leader. We don't want a leader like you. You know what I mean? You must quit. You know what I mean? He quit. You understand? But you see what happened in Guinea with Colonel Mamadou Doumbouya and Hassan Conde. At this generation, in 21st century, we don't need this kind of nonsense. You know what I mean? We don't need this kind of nonsense. I think it happened in Burkina Faso as well. I see the young leaders, you know, in Burkina Faso, or in other countries. Last time I was reading on TV, I think it's in Burkina Faso, when one colonel or one something want to take off the government. This kind of nonsense, you know, in this era, we don't need that. All right. If you feel playing with the intelligence of people, you know what I mean? People like me, you know what I mean? I'm not corrupted and I'm not taking a side, but as a human, you know, being on earth, you know what I mean? This kind of things to me is nonsense. You understand? That the Hassan Conde, the president Hassan Conde, you know what I mean? They're gonna go. It even happened, I think, in Guagu, the president of Ivory Coast, the one that looks like our singer of Congo, Geoffrey. Independence, cha-cha, tozuiyo. He looks like him, you know, Geoffrey. You know Geoffrey, the Congolese singer who sang Independence. He looks like that president, the President Guagu of Ivory Coast. He happens to be President Guagu. The military enter his property. Me, I watched it on YouTube, you know what I mean? When he's asking, give me a Soviet. Give me. Yeah, when the President Guagu was asking for something to clean his sweating face. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because he was sweating. Sitting there with his wife and all that. The military enter his property. We don't need this kind of things like this at 21st century, in 21st century. You know what I mean? What's going on? When you go, when you go to the meeting, you know what I mean, the generals, the ministers, the prime minister, all these government members, is it not easy for the president to quit? You What are you trying to say to? What are you trying to tell me? One person that doesn't want to quit, and the people he leads, you know what I mean? They let him off. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the army can just take over. The general, you know what I mean? The general. So you think the supreme general, you know what I mean, can overtake all the ministry and department to reach the president in his property? What is wrong with all this nonsense? We don't need this kind of things. What happened with Hassan Conde? What happened with Guago? You know what I mean? What happened? Yeah. Even I don't know the other countries, but I'm aware of President Guago of Africa. Excuse me. Some soldier enter his property and all that. You know what I mean? I'm aware of Kone Mamadou Dumbai enter Hassan Conde. You know what I mean? I'm aware of President Mugabe. You know what I mean? His party politics. You know what I mean? They say that he should not run again, you know what I mean? And he resigned, you know what I mean? I'm aware of that. I'm aware of Joseph Kabila, the president of DRC Congo. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He easily say he's not demanding to be re-elected no more. You know what I mean? Through democracy, he's taking the country through election. And we got now Fachi Beton, Félix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo. That's how things is. Me, you see, when I'm talking about this kind of things, me, I live in a developed nation. One of them, England, Great Britain, United Kingdom. In this country, you know what I mean? When it's election, it's election. The president, the prime minister is gone. The prime minister is gone. We got a new one. It happens like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't hear a rebellion over there or this kind of things. It doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Human or every earth under your nation need to be unified. You know what I'm saying? You need to be united. You know what I mean? You don't need nonsense rebel come from another corner. Who's that rebel? You know what I mean? This is our nation, we all live there. And when you check about the rebel, who's the rebel? The rebel is just somebody in a country who lives on some area there, nobody sees them in the bushes or something like that. What's that? You know what I'm trying to say to you? Me, you know what I mean? Former president, Africa president, all nation, you know what I mean? Apart from the Western, like Europe, you know what I mean? Great Britain and America, you know what I mean? Over nation, you know what I mean? You look president, you need to follow the example of this Western country. You see me, I live in England. At some occasion in England, you see even the past prime minister and the present prime minister, they're all there. It happens constantly. Me, you see, particularly when I see that, I feel happy. I feel like, yeah, this is democracy. You know what I mean? I feel like that. You see, like me, I came in this country in the time of Tony Blair. Mr. Tony Blair was the prime minister when I came in this country. Now, I watch on TV, I see Tony Blair. I see Gordon Brown, the person who came after Tony Blair. I see Theresa May. I see Boris Johnson. I see David Cameron. Now, Rishi Sunak. Liz Truss. All them. You know what I mean? At a certain occasion, you see them, they're there. You know, this one was recently a prime minister. That one was the past prime minister. In America, at every presidency election, yeah, you see. One day I was watching TV. I see Mr. Bush, the father, and I see George Bush, his son. You know what I mean? And I see Bill Clinton. Yeah, and I see Obama. I see Donald Trump. You know what I mean? It's not that. But you see the people, me in my country. You know what I mean? Oh, I know President Joseph Kasavu when he was there. You know what I mean? I wasn't there. You know what I mean? Because that was on my time. You know what I mean? I was nowhere to be seen. I was not on Earth. You know what I mean? President Mobutu. You know what I mean? President Mobutu is dead. You know what I mean? President Mobutu is dead. So I was there. I was born in the era or in the time of President Mobutu being the president of Zaire, the one is now this Congo, my country. You know what I'm saying? Joseph Kabila. You know what I mean? But you see, for me, it's unfortunate because President Joseph Kasavubu, I wasn't there. I can't talk. President Mobutu was there, but he's dead. But see, Joseph Kabila and Fachi Beton. You know what I mean? No. For the new president after Fachi Beto's time finished, whatever time that would be. But it would be nice to see Joseph Kabila there and Fachi Beton there. because Joseph Kabila is no longer the president, but they say he lives in Congo. I'm not there, I don't know, but they say he lives in Congo, in Kingakati. They say he lives in Congo, in Kingakati. So he's there. So regardless, when Fachi Beton, Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, his mandate finish, and if he's not gonna be re-elected or whatever. But if he's no longer the president, that means we'll see Joseph Kabila there and Fachi Beton. I'll be able to say, see, Joseph Kabila was our past president there. And Fachi Beton, he was after Joseph Kabila. And this one, whatever this one will be, you know what I mean? It's there. That's how it's supposed to be. We don't need this kind of things, or something like a Colonel Mamadou Dumbai, you know what I mean, who was with his troop, you know what I mean, passing when Hassan Konde sitting there is giving the salute, you know what I mean? And the next minute is him with his troop. Perhaps not him, because I didn't see him there, but his troop, I think, you know what I mean? They ain't there, you know what I mean? They ain't Hassan Konde's compound, and Hassan Konde is sitting on the sofa there. Mr. President, is anybody touched you, you know? You don't need to see this kind of nonsense. And you look president as well, like if Hassan Konde was on the wrong or I don't know, but you look at the president, you need to follow the footsteps of Mr. President Robert Mugabe. All right. When people don't want to re-elect you, quit. Being a president, you have money, you done your job, you know, you quit. It's not a problem. Why are you gonna start until the next another rebellion or until the coup d'etat or you know what I mean, some government military? We don't need this kind of nonsense. If it's a way of tricking people or looking for excuses, in this era we're fed up with this. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm fed up. Yeah. It's just my contribution, you know what I mean, for these people, for those people who say they don't do nothing. This is just a contribution. If I have something to share or share, perhaps somehow you contribute to the society on earth. You know what I mean? That's all I'm about to say. I'm supposed to be about 20 minutes, but it's 36 minutes. Let's round it up to 40 now. You know what I mean? This is England. You know, I live in England. But you know what I mean? 21 years I've been living in this country. This is my nation. And since I've been in this country, I never go back to my country. So I don't know another country apart from where I was born and here where I live. You know what I mean? So what I learned, you know what I mean, is the situation that I've just been expressing. I just been talking about. I'm talking about it. I'm still talking. It's just we need just some change. We need a way of we can live in peace. You know what I mean? I don't believe when certain people say life is not always easy. Life is not always easy. That's understandable. Because even nature is not always easy. Another minute is rain, another minute is sunshine, another minute is cold, and now it's cold. But soon it's summer. You know what I mean? It's like that. But we can maintain. We need summertime, you know, it's summertime. I bought some t-shirt. When it's winter, you know, I got some jumpers. You know what I mean? Jackets. You know what I mean? It's like that. So it's not. You know what I mean? We can always find a way to be in peace. So stop all this war business. Because me, I don't like war. You see, this is the truth. When I was growing up in Congo, one day they say, when Muzelo Ron Kabila was coming up, you know, I had the rebellion. I said, who's the rebellion? What's all this rebellion? You know what I mean? Rebellion, you know, rebellion. Who's a rebel? And they say, oh no, he's another Congolese guy, you know what I mean? You don't really, he's a big man, you know what I mean? But he's not satisfied. President Mobutu has to go. President Mobutu gone. You know, President Mobutu gone. For me, I grew up in a time of President Mobutu. We never heard of rebellion business. The country was nice before President Mobutu left Congo. But until President Mobutu left Congo for me to come in this country, the country was not nice as it used to be. You know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? It was not the same no more. You know what I mean? It was not the same. And President Musa as well, when he was coming, that's the reason I say, who's the rebel? Try to just President Mobutu, all this general, you know what I mean? Finish them, you know what I mean? Who's the rebel? We got helicopter, we got army, we got all this, you know, finish him, you know what I mean? That's it. Talking about world crime or universal crime or all this. But when you're thinking about the rebels disturbing people, we don't want to, you don't understand. It's like me. I bought my jacket, my G-Star jacket yesterday. You know what I mean? I paid £11.99 using the service of DPD. You know what I mean? For next day delivery. Right? It's supposed to come yesterday. I bought that day before yesterday. It's supposed to come yesterday. I went to Fraser website. Fraser is telling me it's already been delivered. You know what I mean? They're saying it's already been delivered. But Fraser also is telling me he sent it through Ivry, Hermes. While me, I had the option to pay $4.99 for standard delivery. It's going to take 3 to 5 days. Or I should pay $7.99 using the service of Ivry, that is Hermes, or I should pay £11.99 using the service of DPD. Because when I buy from Fraser, usually I use DPD and I get my stuff the next day. So I choose to pay £11.99 instead of £7.99 getting it from Ivry, Hermes. Now, the person working Fraser, these fishy people, or the system, I don't know what happened, they're telling me they send my stuff to Ivry, company which I refused to pay £7.99. I choose to pay more, £11.99 to DPD. Now they send it to Ivry. Yesterday it's supposed to come, it doesn't come. But Fraser is telling me, the website in Fraser, I went to my account, they're telling me the things is already being delivered. It's saying it's been delivered, you know what I mean? They say received. You know what I mean? I'm here, my things is not received. Now for you people who think you put me in a trap, you see you trap of causing people lying. Me at this era, I don't live lying no more. I'm gonna mess you up if you fuck about. You know what I'm trying to say to you? You the one who's messing the children. You the one who's messing people with fake trap business. You understand? Get your prostitute for running people easy way. Get your so-called slippery prognostic international people easy way. Do your fishy business easy way under your satisfaction of sexual activity, or under you a cannibal flesh body dead body eater, or under you hatred of anti-Semitic, or under you LGBT, whatever reason you believe on. You have to be careful with me. This is not a joking time. When you see me talking about this serious business, I'm talking not joke. I don't play tribe war, I don't play racism war, anti-Semitic war, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, all this not homophobic, but I'm a human, I'm living my life the way I want to live it. If you don't live your life the way you want to live, you think everybody should be you. I'm not you. Don't come here and tell me anything, or don't think I'm gonna fear you, or I must respect you, I must bow you. Listen, I live my life the way I wanna live it. Now you know the worker of Fraser, you must understand, man. On the website about my stuff, right? I refuse to pay $4.99 to wait for 3 or 5 days. I refuse to pay $7.99 to get it through Ivry. I choose to pay $11.99 to get it from DPD yesterday. Because every time I buy stuff from Fraser, I pay DPD, they bring it the next day. That's what I done day before yesterday to get it yesterday. Now, you that work in Fraser, you change the system in there. The same as this lady that work in the bank, my bank in that London Metro Credit Union. I put my password different way, and I'm going there, they're telling me it's been written different way. Stop joking about you. Stop fucking about, right? Stop fucking about. This is a serious business. This is not a joke. You understand? I am not a joke. I don't fuck about. If you want to get music, you want to get movie, you want to get whatever, under your stupidity, I'm not stupid. Right? You must understand that. You must understand that. If you think in my clothes to come, they say that I receive it, and you're trying to accuse me of liar. You stupid that you are. Everything you see in my property, I bought it. Everything. I get benefit, I get money. I don't need to steal a jumper. You understand? I got money, cash. I don't smoke drug. You know what I mean? This is legit life. You understand? Don't try to bring my delivery stuff somewhere else, and they should say I receive it when I haven't received it. I don't have it. You know what I mean? And the next minute, I'm going through stress, calling to trace my stuff. You know what I mean? Going all this explanation for you to get lyric, for you to get movie scripture. Fuck you. You understand? Until you're gonna hear me, I'll be telling you. First time I told you, I am a black man circumcised from Africa. I am a descendant of a white great granddad. I'm a descendant from pure black African. I have a tribe. I grew up in England. 21 years I've been in this country. Regardless of your life choice, don't fuck about. You understand? Don't fuck about when you live in dirty in a developed nation. Don't fuck about when you live in sorrow life, angry face, stinky, you swinging up and down like the wind windy, yeah, without destination. Like, yeah, don't fuck about with me. I don't fuck about. You understand? So I choose to pay $11.99 instead of $7.99 because I wanted to get it from the service which I get it. You got the way of talking about catch 22. You got the way of talking about return favors, all this. Motherfucker, In me, I don't live that way. You understand? Stupid that you are, you don't understand. You don't need to frustrate people to learn. Go on Google and do research and you learn. I'm a raising animal, right? And you think it's me who's going to be your scientist, animal teacher. Fool. Be careful. You understand? I'm going to tell you about a man slept with a gorilla, the creative woman who played piano. I'm going to tell you about the descendant of the woman is now a pastor in America. I'm going to tell you all this nonsense. I'm telling you, it's not like I'm going to tell you. I'm already telling you. You understand? Don't fuck about with me. Don't fuck about. This is a serious business. You're playing joke. I'm going to tell you about... you hear a thing I'm telling you. You think it's a joke. I told you what. Everything is written in dictionary. There's not excuse. To me, there's not excuse. You must understand that. I am a descendant of... My great-grandfather was white. My great-grandfather was white. My great-grandfather is the Congo owner. The country Congo you hear. I'm from that tribe who owns the Congo. You understand? I'm a capital boys, well educated. I'm not so-called your children who live in, I don't know, in a broken nation, they lack education, or in a developed nation, they never educated. I don't know. But I'm not on that type of life. I don't live stinky for whatever reason. You understand? I don't swing up and down like I ain't got no destination, like windy for whatever reason. I don't do anything to be anybody for whatever reason. You must understand that. You understand? I don't talk about wasn't born here. I'll tell you about your parents' immigrants. I'll tell you about some of you, even what people you were filmed in the movie of Hitler. I know it's true. Don't fuck about. I'll tell you about the foreigner people you bring here and the prostitution business and the fake work. I'll tell you about your so-called supreme people in the company, in organization, in a society, put higher position. That are sleepy bosses, less educated people who you put higher there. You know what I mean? To lead someone like me. I'll tell you about Shakespeare dictionary literature. I'll tell you about all these kind of things. I'll tell you about you promoting LGBT, lesbian, gay business. I'll tell you about sexual anal sex. I'll tell you about all this. To me, there is no IDC. I'll tell you about circumcision. I'll tell you about all these kind of things. I'll tell you about things you don't know. I am a descendant of a white man. I am a descendant. My great-granddad was white. My over great-grandfather was black. Pure black. The Kimbangese my people here. We own Congo. I'm that blood. I don't fuck about. Don't fuck about with all this foreigner you bringing around here to sleep with your boy. I'll tell you about a white man sleeping with a foreigner person when he cannot marry his own color. I'll tell you about a white woman sleeping, the supreme white woman, when the young white people don't have girlfriend. I'll tell you about this. I'll tell you about my relative who sleeps with white people, in the black woman who sleeps with white people, and you white girls that's her boyfriend. I'll tell you about this. I'll tell you about your leader in a Decima kids company. I'll tell you about the musician in Congo who their father, mother lives in this country. I'll tell you about these kind of things. I'll tell you about under your commonwealth with society, team tire, or with anti-Semitic. Don't fuck about. I'll tell you the reason why your children live stinky. You understand? I'll tell you all these kind of things. I'll tell you there's not excuses in a developed nation to live the way you live. I'll tell you the reason that there's not excuses you can talk about under me saying any words because Shakespeare created dictionary. I'll tell you about we live in a nation where they create plane, they create Bentley. You don't have no excuses on anything. I'll tell you that. Be careful. I'll tell you about your children so-called living in the nation well developed. All the crime they talk about, they brag about gangster. They walk stinky. You know what I mean? I'll tell you about the dreadlocks business. I'll tell you about the Rasta business. I'll tell you about church. I'll tell you about religion. I'll tell you about things. I'll tell you. I'll tell you about prostitution. I'll tell you about porno business. I'll tell you everything. Me, as you see me, I don't have no limit when it comes to expressing myself, explaining things. I'm not stupid. I'm not from the jungle. I'm not a descendant of animal. I'm not less educated. You must understand that. You understand? So be careful. Don't fuck about When you're doing your trickle business, my delivery is supposed to come, my delivery, because your leaders who works over there or whatever, or you think you're communicating with me. You ain't got nothing to communicate with me. Recently, you be sending me a message about I should put content in my kitchen. I'll fucking live my life in my fucking house. It's nothing to do with you. You understand? I'm not asking you to buy me content, and you can't tell me you want to offer me content if I don't need your content, or you cannot tell me I must buy content to put in my kitchen. How I live my fucking life is nothing to do with you. Simple as that. Don't try to communicate with me. Don't try to send no message. Stupid that you are, you work under the society people. That you think I'm a member of a team, you make a deal. Your deal don't mean shit to a theist like me. I'm a religious man, but I am a theistic believer. You must understand that. You understand? Your foolish deals doesn't mean nothing with me. Under Commonwealth, certain people in their nation, they don't get benefit. You understand? You must understand that. Under Commonwealth, Caribbean people in their country, some country, they don't get benefit. African people, Commonwealth society, they don't get benefit. I'll tell you about Commonwealth slavery business. I'll tell you about Commonwealth the fight of independence. I'll tell you about all these things. So don't ever think we're common. We don't common. We all live in England. We all live in Great Britain, in the UK. We're neighbors, we're friends, we know each other. I'm not you. You know me. If you want to be me, follow me. But I'm not following you, and I don't want to be you. I live my fucking life. Is I choose to be me. You understand? So don't ever communicate. When you fucking about with my delivery, you fucking about in my house, your children don't quit parents' house and they squatter it over people's property for their sexual activity, or if you're thinking I wasn't born here or whatever. Be careful. I'll tell you about slavery. I'll tell you about foreigner people that come aboard who build this nation. Understand? I'll tell you about the owner of this nation. Understand? I'll tell you many things that you don't know. I'll tell you about Hitler business. I'll tell you about anti-Semitic business, the reason behind anti-Semitic. I'll tell you about anal-sex business. I'll tell you about rainbow, the flag business, lesbian, gay, bisexual, order. I'll tell you about all this. I'll tell you about white man and black man differences. I'll tell you about circumcision. I'll tell you about a woman, prostitution, and the money in British sterling pound. I'll tell you about all this. Don't fuck about. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. I'll tell you about why England doesn't win. They don't win. The Lion. They don't win any competition since back in the 50. They won World Cup, or in the 60. I'll tell you about your life of complaining is because your hand is rotted. I'll tell you your sorrow face, your sadness face. But I'll also gonna tell you don't fuck about sexuality, because women are carrying cheap baby. Women are getting pregnant. White divorcing white, black divorcing black, Asian divorcing Asian, mixed race divorcing mixed race. Even under the mingle, the mixed couple, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. In the mixed couple, if it work, it work. I'll tell you about. Good teach your leader, teach your children in your house. Know me. Regardless how I live my life, is nothing to do with you. If you're impressed with it, you know what I mean, clap where you are. If you're not impressed, shut the fuck up. It's my life. You ain't got nothing to say. You understand? Big man that I am. I'm not under restriction or anything. I'm not forbidden to do anything. I'm not a slave of anybody. I'm not under anybody's ring. I'm not living under anybody's rules. I'm a lady citizen in this country, grew up in this country. 21 years I've been living in this country. You understand what I'm trying to say to you? I went to school to this country, I went to college to this country. You know what I mean? I grew up in this country. I know, keep calm and carry on. You know? You know what I'm trying to say to you? Don't push me to fake. Me, I told you, if you think this guy, like you, your children or you yourself, you think, taste him. Me, they don't taste. There's nothing I'm going to restrict myself from telling you. I believe in the dictionary. I believe in the scripture. I am a man who chooses to be Christian. Yourself who follow Jesus Christ. But I am a descendant of the one and only black prophet on FC Monkey Bank. That's my tribe. That's my bloodline. You understand? I was baptized as Muslim in Islam. The fuck about betrayal business. Go run talk to you about Jesus Christ, Prophet Isa. You understand? The fuck about any misthought to me. You understand? The fuck about. If you mute, if they stitch your mouth, you cannot speak, or if you think you can push me to speak, or if you think I'll be scared to speak, or if you think I'll worry about anything, I'm fucking worried about nothing. Anything you want, you can get. You understand? It is like that.